All right, guys, here we are to react and review the trailer for the new TV show, The Watchmen. This is an HBO original.
I know personally, I got HBO to watch season 8 of Game of Thrones. I actually saw some things. I don't know if I saw this trailer. Doesn't look like it. But this is the newer one, I think, from Comic-Con. So here we are.
This is a San Diego exclusive.
How do you feel about them making a Watchmen TV show?
I like it. I think honestly, these things lend themselves better to be a TV show than a movie because cramming that whole novel into one movie, I felt rushed. They did things that I thought were not great.
I don't think they're just retelling the same story. I think
are they
this
not?
is a future thing.
Oh, I'm down with that even more.
So I don't know if there were books that came out after the Watchmen.
I don't think so, but maybe
continue the story. There's so many comic books. I don't know. It's possible. So, but I don't know if this is wholly original or based on some other run or what it is in the Watchmen universe.
Either way, I still stand by my original statement of that movie was like, it wasn't the movie I would have wanted, and they made them all into like super kung fu heroes.
It has its drawbacks, but I think it's looked at as being one of the most like accurate or like whatever things.
I will respectfully disagree.
They put all the things in it from
the
thing.
Things were in it. The ending was
it's
different.
Like super long. Yeah, in like a minor way.
But things of like a lot of technological advancements have happened in the last 10 years, and I think TV shows are definitely where it's at for telling a good story and having some pacing and proper...
Especially HBO. I think we could do some interesting things.
But HBO did recently say they're going to be putting less money into TV shows, so it could be the perfect time to make this bad. But
that's okay, because if they put all their money into one TV show and I watch it for a decade and they end it poorly, I'm going to be upset.
Well, I don't think it's ever all the money. They have a lot of money.
Yeah, so just split the money. Take Game of Thrones money and make 3 shows, and hopefully one of them will be so good that I won't care.
I think the fear is more that they'll take the Game of Thrones money and make 40 shows.
Who knows what they're going to do?
Well, we're going to find out now.
If it's good, I'll be on board.
All right, let's check it out. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
I thought you would feel very strongly about this one way or the other, and I flipped a coin in my head, and I decided you didn't like it.
It doesn't woo me in the same way that, like, I don't know, I thought a Watchmen trailer was going to do. But it's taking a real approach to things, and that's interesting enough. I have a feeling it's just the trailer, that this is going to be a hard show to trailerize without necessarily spoiling things or showing me things that I just hate.
This had stuff that I didn't know was going to be in it or whatever. I think I'd seen like there's this cult of Rorschachs or something like that. But that makes sense because at the end he drops his like manifesto into like the little magazine. And they're like, "We need something to publish, though, whatever." And so he probably so that fat kid from the end of Watchmen becomes Alex Jones and says, "We gotta defend this country," right? And then like the whole thing about the cops wearing masks, I like that a lot. Where it's like,
I like it, but it's also kind of dumb because how do you start that unless you hire all new cops? All the cops were cops.
They killed a bunch of cops.
Yes.
So now there's like, you're not gonna know where these cops. They probably like moved their families somewhere else, and now they're wearing a mask, so you can't like track them down. The point is, and they unfortunately like on the nosed it later in the same trailer, where they're like, "Hey, tell the difference between a masked vigilante and a cop wearing a mask." Like, okay, gotcha. I was gonna be like a badge or something, and it's like, no, you can't. And I'm like, okay, but that's like a provocative. There's protesters wearing masks, and it's like, who started the fight? What's going on? Why were you even there? Are you faking this? Like, there's a bunch of this is like ripped from the headlines type stuff in a way.
No, it has interesting elements, but almost that are not of the same nature that I came to watch. You know, like,
no. Exactly.
I came here to watch this Watchmen thing, and while this is in that same world, clearly, it seems almost a little too removed. Toward the end of the trailer, you are seeing certain things that I'm like, okay, that's...
The Dr. Manhattan tease is really dumb.
Yes.
Or he's wearing like a 3-piece suit. He's wearing James Bond shoes.
And he grabs
his own mask and he's like, okay. The fact that he's on Mars is really dumb too. This is a super risky comment on my part. Let me just say that. I took the end of Watchmen with Dr. Manhattan to imply that Dr. Manhattan was God.
I did not.
Dr. Manhattan at the very end says, "I've screwed this up. This is all bad. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to go try to find life. Maybe I'll create some." So I interpreted that to mean that Watchmen takes place 3 trillion light years away from Earth, and he went and found a place, created a whole nother thing, all the way up until the point where he was created, and then just let it go like without him actually as part of the world. And now he was just watching or whatever. I should probably publish that and like flesh it out a little more. I didn't realize this was like a bombshell. But that's how I took it. So the fact that he's just sitting on Mars and they have footage of him on Mars, I was like, that's a huge dumb thing. Like, he's just up there. How's that going? I don't know.
That's more how I took it.
He could snap at any minute and just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna destroy everything." Like that was really weird. Really,
well, it's
really
not
weird.
to make any all-powerful characters. They can always snap at any minute and kill you. You should live in fear constantly that that's going to happen.
I took the ending to mean that he's leaving, though, like in what little of the book that I read. So I don't know.
Well, sure, but in that time he actually could have left and came back. We don't know what this time period is.
Like, I created 10 more Earths. They all sucked worse. I'm back to this one. What do you got?
Yeah.
What do you got? People wearing masks? Stop it. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm overall not too impressed. I will totally watch this show and see where it goes.
Sure.
But that's mostly just from a curiosity and a love of the book that I don't think this would have earned had I just watched this trailer and known nothing about it.
I actually want to know, like, part of this will be, like, is it 8 episodes? Is it 10 episodes? Is it 13 episodes? I think if they do eight episode seasons and really hit me hard and brutal with this stuff, I might be into it. But if it's gonna like, now it's episode 4 and it's the backstory of this lady cop with the daughter, I'll be like, okay, I know, I can't do this again with other characters. Please stop.
I think this could be a good show. It's just, I don't know how much of it will be, like, if you were to pull the Watchmen completely out of this, I think you'd still have a show.
Without that,
And that's the problem for me.
Okay, that's my pretentious point number 2, is I think the original Watchmen showed up and people were like, I want superheroes, and like, haha, I beat the bad guy, and it was not that. It gave you like a weird bad thing compared to that. And now this is doing the same thing, where now you expect the first Watchmen, so I'm gonna do a weird like militiamen versus this, and can you believe the news, and are the cops good, are the cops bastards, what's going, it's this modern,
well, that's kind of what you get from this trailer.
To like take the original, here's what you expect, and I'm going to do, change it up or whatever. So in that way, it is kind of in the spirit of Watchmen, where they're
But as we've discussed previously, that just because you subvert my expectation doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah. I just mean that there's a theme of subvertation, I think, with Watchmen, which is unique to them and like excuses this whole thing. That being said, I'm very like split. I don't know either. I'm like just seeing it, the quality of it, the whatever of it. I'm super interested, but I'm not like, when does it come out? I need to sign up for HBO again. Oh my God, right? I'm not like that.
Kind of like that recently, there's that David Tennant show where like he's a demon and it's teamed up with an angel.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks like a super high production value show that the trailer didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, it felt
I love David Tennant, so like you'd think I'd
the other guy too, and like, but it felt kind of bootleg and like, what is this? Is it gonna be Preacher again? Like, what am I looking at? Yeah.
I get a kind of vibe similar to that in this, where I'm like,
will this be the right thing? Yeah. Interesting.
I don't
So
know.
what does that mean? A tepid thumbs up? Or a reluctant thumbs down?
I will walk into this, so I'm going to watch it. So but I don't think this trailer did anything for that. I think it was just like, oh, I'll check that out.
If anything, like the trailers put up some friction, like a speed bump.
Kind of.
Where you're like, I would have just watched it because you said Watchmen. Watch. But now that I know it's like guys being like, there's a vast conspiracy in Rorschach's, the teachings of Rorschach, you're like, oh, I don't know now, guys. Yeah.
We'll see, though. All right, so a mediocre thumbs up on this one.
Same.
Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.